my life matters.
We always talk about white people killing black people, but we don't talk enough about black on black crime. We kill each other.
My life matters.
Kansas City is different.
Stuff can happen at a moment.
My life matters.
Say, for instance, somebody made me mad, I do the first thing that comes to my mind.
My life matters.
We just go and just retaliate now, or just get revenge on anything.
My life matters.
I mean, we've got about 170 homicides already in the city this year.
My life matters.
I saw on the news an 11-year-old girl was shot and killed, and that's all I saw.
one thing I don't want to spend any time thinking about: presentation software.
What I love about FreeShow is in many ways its ease of use.
Hey, I'm Jared Ellis from Fellowship Regional Church in Iola, Kansas.
My name is Paul Hubart. I'm the lead pastor of Southside Christian Church in Fort Pierce, Florida.
In working with church apps, when FreeShow was brought onto the scene, it absolutely took over for us.
We're a church of roughly about 150 folks. I'm not super technologically advanced, but I'm able to put together displays that are visually engaging and look top notch really every Sunday. Because of the versatility of FreeShow and really the strength of the program.
With FreeShow, we've been able to grab somebody, and because it's so incredibly user-friendly, we can teach them so quickly how to operate the program.
We had an issue with FreeShow that I was struggling to figure out.
So we send an email, and immediately somebody gets back to us.
And I was actually able to get in touch with the creator of FreeShow directly.
I just need it to work. And that wasn't happening with the presentation software we were using before. So for us, yeah, FreeShow's incredible.
Would we continue using FreeShow if budget wasn't an issue? And yeah, absolutely we would.
If money was no object and it came down to whether or not we were going to use FreeShow or maybe try to use a more expensive program, there's no way in the world that we would go with something else.
What's good, everybody? Gary B. Jr. here. Jumping in. Let's see here. Let me make sure to mute my TV back here. Let's see. All right. So, can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the chat. I'm excited to be here with you guys. Merry Christmas for those who have celebrated this wonderful holiday season of the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I am grateful to be here. Like I said, it's been a fun break for me from work that I've been doing. So I'm excited. K-Roo from the Philippines is on. We had Generation New Testament on. Said they're loving FreeShow. We got Ryan Coverwell on, saying Merry Christmas from Zimbabwe. Welcome, my friend. And yeah, let's get into this. What have been some things that you guys have been running into? Today's theme topic is all about what are your favorite features of FreeShow, and we have a giveaway, right? So we got to do our giveaway. So I'll make sure to make a form for you guys to submit, and we'll do that at about 11:30 my time. It's gonna be the plan. 11:30 we'll do our giveaway. So make sure to stay tuned to be a part of that, to sign up. But I want to also know, what are your favorite features of FreeShow? And while we talk about that, while you guys think about that, I'm gonna pull up some questions that have come in, and you all feel free, obviously, to post any questions as well. I'm going to share with you all today my top 10 favorite features as I can think of them. There's a whole lot. I couldn't fit them all into one list, so I just picked some top 10 that I really like, that I use. And yours are going to be a different list because you use different things than I do, maybe. So that's one of the cool things about this program, is that it is very robust and that it works across the board in so many different environments and setups. And so before we do that, let's do, let me go to here. This is going to be blank for a second. Oh no, it's good. It's good. All right. So it's showing up. I want to share my screen with you guys. No new updates as of yet in terms of a new beta or anything like that. But what I wanted to do was go into the option. Let's see here. We got SBU Media. Sabusi So from South Africa. My friend, how you doing, sir? Let's see. I'm gonna pull up my community tab. Let's see here. Unresponded. All right. Karu says so many possibilities. All right. So this is my chat screen here that I usually go to answer questions when I get a community question or a post or response. The YouTube feature. I love it. I love it. YouTube is a game changer. It didn't even make my list, but it was one of my top in my mind. If I was going to do a top 25, YouTube would be up there. I love that one. I love that, K-Roo. So let's look at a question. Somebody said, how can I prevent FreeShow from automatically presenting, yet I still want to preview? So let's pause there. I want to talk about that. How do we get FreeShow from automatically presenting? How do you prevent it from doing that? And the only thing I can think about it, you guys tell me if this makes sense to you guys based on that question. This came in from Christ Anointed just yesterday. And when they talk about that, the first thing that comes to my mind is if I go here to settings on the upper right in FreeShow, you'll see this option that talks about activate output screen on startup. This is the only thing I can think of that may be on that you can use to help prevent FreeShow from automatically presenting. And so you can turn this and keep it off. I keep mine off. I'm not sure if it's on or off by default, but I will go into the settings, check the activate output screen on startup. And if that is on, you need to turn it off if you don't want it to automatically start to present immediately. All right. So that was part of the question. They had a second question here. Let's see here. It was, how can I remove the darkening edges of the media? It's an issue, and try to filter, but no change at all. And so they talked about darkened edges of the media. I'm not sure what that reply or, oh, let me see. They said something. Okay, auto presenting. Let's say I just click anything like change between media files or a scripture. It's automatically displayed, yet I want to first preview, then present to the congregation. Or even editing the filters for the videos. Oh, okay. Darken edge. The media display is okay. It's able to be filled out, but the sides of it, it's dark, a bit dark. Editing filters isn't working, making sense. Makes reading some text that let's see here, that are displayed hard. All right, so they said auto presenting. Let's say I just click anything like changing between media files. Okay, so to change between media files and be able to see that change before you make that change is what it sounds like they were saying. They want to see it before they make the change. Or scripture is automatically displayed. And yet I want it to first preview and then present to the congregation. Okay, so what I would say for that, when it comes to media files and scriptures, is the same idea. If you go back into FreeShow, I'm going to select this option that just says new show right here in the middle. And I'm going to call this one FreeShow Friday. We'll call this, what's that, 12, 26, 25. And I'm going to put this in my training test. And I'm going to do, we'll do a web search for a song. Oh, no, that's not going to do anything. Let me do quick lyrics. All right, so we'll do quick lyrics. These are my slides. All right, so that's that. And then I'm going to go up here to the settings. I'm just going to make a quick presentation. You all would never do this. You would probably copy and paste into the quick lyrics, which is ideal. So I'll say create. And so I got this slideshow here. If I want to preview what the output is going to look like. So if I change this and I select that, notice that the background stays the same, right? Your background is going to be consistent until you change it. All right. So if I go to my media and I want it to be a different background, I would go in and find some backgrounds. And I think I got some here under my YOLO box files folder. And let's say I wanted to preview what this would look like. So if I click it, it just automatically changes it. And I think what they're saying is they want to be able to see it before it goes up, right? So let's clear that out. The best way to do that, to preview a show before it goes up, is to add whatever it is you want to do onto your show, and then you can see it there in your preview here. All right. Now, what goes out is going to happen once you hit this update button. Okay. And it's the same way for scriptures. If I go to my scriptures and I go into, let's see here, let's do New Living, and I want to go to a verse. I can select it and you'll see the preview of it here with the current template that is default, okay, that is set up. I can change that template. So let's say I want that to be a different template. I'm going to pick a different scripture template that is different than just the default scripture itself. And I got a bunch of stuff in here. So let's see. Okay, we'll do this one. I called it new training template. All right. And so when I select it, I can preview it on the bottom right here. And the cool thing about this is you can make this preview small or as large as you want. I would make it as big as you want just so you can see it. But that's where you would preview. And then when you select it, if I double click this, it automatically shows up here. Okay. Now, if I go here and change that and then come back to this, you'll notice that background is persistent. It will remain there. And this is what your audience is going to see. They're going to see the verse with that same background that came prior to. So when you're doing anything with your scriptures, unless your template has a background tied to it, you won't be able to accurately know exactly what it's going to do, because what's going to happen is you will get the default background of whatever's there unless you put a background on your template. All right. In my templates, I usually keep the background completely blank because I do like to function in that way to where I don't want to have a background tied to my template, but some of you may prefer that. And in that case, it'll show up that way. All right. And let's see here. Scriptures automatic. Okay. Darken edges. The media display is okay. It's able to be filled, but on the sides, it's a bit dark. Editing filters isn't working, and it makes reading some text that are displayed hard. This one is hard for me to understand. Media display is okay. Because what they said originally was, how can I remove the darkened edges of the media? It's an issue, and tried to filter, but no change at all. So darkened edges of your media, I don't know, because I'm not sure how to recreate or duplicate that issue. Anybody in the chat, feel free to give me some feedback if you know how to recreate, or if you run into an issue where your edges have been darkened. That's something I'm curious about. Let me pull my microphone down just a bit so it can get a little bit closer. I'm looking at my levels here. I want them to be a little bit louder, but not too loud. All right. But yeah, I'm not sure how to get rid of the darkened edges. The only thing I recommended to this person at first was to go to your settings, or go to your style settings. So you can right click on your output and select style. In the media fit, at first what I thought they were talking about was that the edges were showing up with nothing there. Okay. And so I said, I recommended you go to the cover for your style, to where your media will completely fill the screen without being distorted. It'll just expand to fill the screen. So it will cut off the top and bottoms if you're doing a regular 16:9 aspect ratio. All right. So that's that. But yeah, I'm just curious. If you guys have any ideas or run into an issue where your media edges are darkened, let me know, because I've not run into that yet. All right. Let's go back in. Let's see what else we got. It says, thank you for the video. How can I create a template? This is Joshua Maka. How can I create a template for a song with 2 lines in one text box from scratch? All right. With 2 lines in one text box from scratch, i.e. the trendy look. This one is a little bit different. All right. So basically the trendy look, if you guys have never seen it before, let me see if I got that template in here. If I go back to my templates and songs, there's a default one here that's really cool called trendy. All right. And it's here. And the way trendy works is pretty crazy. So if you right click on this and let's duplicate it, I'm going to create trendy Gary for now. And make sure to submit you all's questions if you have any as we go through this. But I got trendy Gary. I'm going to right click and we're going to edit this to see exactly how we get this to work. Because the way this one works is it literally puts an entire line in another entire line, completely separate in these boxes. All right. So if we go down to the text, we'll see letter spacing is fine. Text on the slide, text in one line. Now, right now, that's not on. So I'm gonna go to a show real quick and let's bring in, I'm gonna go to a song. That's a long one. Let's do one that's not so long. Okay. We'll do Firm Foundation for now. Okay. So this is Firm Foundation. If I go to my templates and I change it to be trendy, I'll do trendy Gary. Notice what it does is it puts 2 lines and it's got them separate in 2 separate boxes, I guess you could say. And so this template, if I were to right click on it and edit it, you'll notice it's literally just one box, but it's got 2 bars or 2 lines with it. It's literally just one big text box, but they said they wanted to be not separate, but in one line. And so let's figure out how to do that. Ultimately, what we got going on is a feature here. So text, that's fine. Lines, and then the line background color is on. All right. And so we got the line height, the line background, and line spacing. What I would do is I would just change the line spacing to where they actually touch, and see how these lines here are coming together to where they're going to look like one. So I'm just bringing it down. And now my trendy is one big line. And when I go back out and I go to firm foundation, 2 lines, 1 box. All right. So that's what I would do to get my trendy into 1 box. All right. Let me go back. Let's make sure we got that question right. How can we create a template for a song with 2 lines in 1 text box from scratch? All right. And that's what I would do. I wouldn't necessarily go from scratch. I would just right click on it and duplicate. Okay. And then you will have that option to bring those together. So now I've got basically 2 set of trendies. I got the addition or the default trendy with 2 breakouts, and I got the trendy Gary. You can name yours whatever you want. You can call it trendy 1 or something like that. And it'll be combined. You can do the same thing with the curved. You can make it curved. Now the curved one is a little bit different. The reason that one is different, let's right click on that and edit it real quick. This one is different because the individual boxes are curved. And let me see the text box. My guess is no, there's no special thing on there. Let me see how they got that text box to curve. I'm not sure. We got line radius, line height. We got background color, and it's set to normal. Opacity. If I go to item, I think it's just here. It's just this item, this curve. So when I drag that, no, that's not it. I'm not sure how they got that to curve on those individual, on the curved trendy. It has to be some type of CSS is my guess. Let's see here. Width, height, padding. Nope, not in there. But I'm guessing it's in this CSS. Line height, text shadow. The white space, it says no wrap. That's fine, but I don't know what they did to do that. That's a great question that I've asked myself. Look, I've asked myself the question. So what I would say is to not worry about that. I wouldn't worry about that. I would make it be the square. You have to make it a square because that's the only way that's going to actually make sense and actually work right. Okay. Let's look and see if we got other questions here. Let's see. Thanks for this video. Huge thanks to ministry. That's awesome. Let's see. Great video. All right. I have 2 separate outputs. It says if I have 2 separate outputs, this is Peace Coco Rica. If I have 2 separate outputs, but I want to send it out to 1 monitor, and they said alternating the outputs in 1 monitor, is there a shortcut for flicking between those 2 outputs rather than going into settings and changing it frequently? All right, so what they're saying is they want to output to 1 monitor, but they want to set up 2 separate screens, 2 separate outputs to do that. That would be a challenge. I guess the question is if they both are coming from FreeShow, and that was a question. So it's a very interesting question. I'm not sure if I understand. Please let me know more details. Are both coming from FreeShow, right? Because if you're sending 2 separate outputs from FreeShow and you're trying to toggle between them, FreeShow is designed to where typically you're going to put the same thing, just different variations of it out, right? So you can have the same thing but different variations. But yeah, I'm not sure what would cause or what you can do to make it toggle. Basically, it sounds like they're saying they want to go from primary output to a live stream output on the same same screen. And if it's showing the same content, I would just say change your template, if that makes sense. I would just change the template to flick back and forth. And when you to change your template, all you're doing is really just changing your style, right? So I can change this style with an action. So I can say actions, and I can do new action, and I'm gonna say change. I'm gonna just say live stream output style. Okay. And then it says choose action. And I'll go here and you'll see change output style. All right. So I can select that and it says all outputs or specific ones. So I'm just going to change my primary. That's the only one I have active right now that is showing something. And then it says style. Then you pick your output style. So I'm going to scroll through here. I've got live training and I got faded. So I'm going to change it to be live training style. And so then I will say, I'm going to go to the settings here just to make sure I'm not missing anything. You can activate it by a key press or by a custom activation. So you can say, hey, when something happens, make this change, right? When a timer is ending or something like that, you can make it automatically do that. But so let's say you do a song, you want to activate that when a certain group starts. Let's go here. Let's go to activate when a group is started. So I can select that and it'll say activate when a group is started. And it says when group. I don't know if it lets me pick which group though. Okay, here we go. I hit the little drop down, choose any group. So I can say when that's the chorus there. What about, I don't know what else is a part of this. Oh, there's a bridge in this one. So let's do when the bridge is active. All right, done. All right. And so let's see, where is the bridge? Maybe there's not a bridge. I see it over here. Let's see, that's the chorus. Oh, here's the bridge. Okay. And so now if I go here, we'll see this when I'm arrowing to the right, it should change the whole setup when I go to the next one, because the next line or the next slide is going to be the bridge. And there we go. It automatically changed it. And so if I go back, it doesn't default back out of that because I didn't do anything else to change it. But this is what my live training tool looks like when it's not set to an invisible window like my live output is. I only had 2 styles, so that's the only reason I'm saying that or doing that. Now let's go back and change that. And I will go to my styles and I will, let's see here. I want to go to edit here and I'm going to change this to be this one. All right. Go back to our show. Now that is a weird thing with this whole setup is that it puts that second line below, just FYI. I don't necessarily like that, but yeah, that is a thing. For the 2 lines, I would just do separate, just regular 2 lines. They said they wanted to do trendy though, so I kept it at trendy, but you can just do a regular 2 line, just put a 1 and a 2. And if you have 2 lines in your breakout, it'll automatically show up that way. But that's what you run into. If you only have 1 line, it's going to go to that bottom line. Okay. This one's, oh, I'm back in the bridge. Let me deactivate that action that I created. Let's see here. It'll have let's see here. Live stream. So I can right click on this. And the reason I can find this easy because it says activate when group is started. That's the custom activation to it. I'm going to, let's delete that. And let's go back and change this back to edit. And I'm going to change this style back to my style that I created here. And we'll go back to the show. All right. And so now when I go to the bridge, I shouldn't run into any problems. Boom, pow. Okay. So that's that. But the reason I say all that to say is it sounds like they just want to change their style as opposed to change their output. They just want to change the style. That's what I would do. I would make an action that changes the style. You don't have to do that custom activation. You can just drop it onto the slides you want to change that style. And you can just slide it back and forth. Or it's not slide it back and forth, but slide that action onto an actual slide and it'll automatically change at that point. Let's see here. This person says, this is Franklin Membrino. God bless you for your help and tutoring. I've been using FreeShow at our church because of your videos. The problem that I currently have is the computer lag. When I use Pro Presenter, it runs smooth, but when I use FreeShow, it lags. I don't know why. Maybe settings or maybe the hardware requirements are different. All right. And what I did was I sent this person a video. Okay. And I sent them a video that had to do with optimizing FreeShow. And one of the things that it talks about, or a couple of things that it talks about in that video, if I go to my settings, one of the things is, let's do, I think it's under other. I got this option here that says disable hardware acceleration. If you're running into a laggy experience, you may need to toggle this switch. So for me, I keep it off. Okay. And that means that I am not disabling hardware acceleration, because my computer does have a hardware GPU and I use that. If your computer does not, then you might need to turn that off, because, or it has a really weak GPU, then you want to turn that off. All right. Now, this one, I mean, you want to turn it, you want to enable that so that it is turned off, I should say. Okay. But I would just toggle it. If it's running laggy, come here and just switch this disable hardware acceleration to the other side. Whichever side it's on now, turn it to the other side. All right. Another thing that can cause quite a bit of delay, or at least it used to for me, was my stage layout. And so if my stage layout showed the current output, okay, so right now I can delete this, and I were to go here to items to add an item. If I selected output window and kept that in here and made that be my part of my stage, right? This output window, this showing exactly what's happening on the show. And it's showing here on the stage exactly what the main audience is seeing as well. That would cause quite a bit of lag, especially if you have a motion graphic background or something like that. So I steer away from that. So I don't usually use the output window in my stage display, but that was something that really caused some big challenges for my computer, especially with those motion graphics. Now, with the latest updates of FreeShow, I have not run into that. Like you just saw, it ran just fine with that on. I didn't have a motion graphic video or a motion graphic going on in the background, but even when I've done that, it has run pretty smooth. Now, I'm not going to do it right now to test it out, just because I'm live with you guys, so I don't want to interfere with that. But it is time. Let me go into my pool here. Let's go here. I got to pull up my form for you guys and let you guys do your drawing. So those who want to get access to YOLO Cast 1 year subscription, this is where you can do it. And I got to just find my form to send to you guys. And give me just a sec. I haven't seen any questions. Any questions from you guys so far? After we transition from this, I'm going to talk a lot about my top 10. My top 10 FreeShow features. And here we go. I got to log in real quick, but keep me posted. I see Karu said cool for that option that I talked about earlier. Okay. And I just need to make a copy of this. All right. And this is going to be 1226. And we'll do a random number based on how many people sign up for this. All right. And this gives you 1 free year of YOLOcast live streaming. So for your church, for example, one of the cool things about YOLOcast is you can stream directly to your website with this and not have to stream, or you can embed directly on your website, I should say, and not have to worry about streaming from YouTube and putting that on your website, for example. Let's see here. What's going on, Mark? Joining in late. How you doing? How you doing? I don't know why I was calling you Mrs. Smith, because it's only one S in there, which is hilarious. The more I look at it, it would have been Miss Myth, which that's not true. But Mark is in the house. So how you doing, my friend? We're about to do our YOLOcast drawing, and I'm about to paste in the form for you guys to fill out for those who have not won before. Okay. And I'm trying to make sure it lets you guys sign in. Let's see. and if you want to have access to that particular program. So let me do sharing here. Okay. Restricted, responder view, anyone in this group. Say anyone with a link. All right. So now I'm going to share this with you guys. Copy. This form is unpublished. Oh, here we go. Doing quite well. Good, good, good. Happy New Year, my friend. Or happy Merry Christmas, I should say. Hopefully you had a Merry Christmas. All right, so here we go. This is the link. Well, I think. All right, now it's copied. Nope, won't let me paste it from there. Let me try to paste it here. All right. So this is our YOLOcast sign up for 1 year YOLOcast. If you want to get 1 year free live streaming through YOLOcast, which allows you to multi-stream, to send it to multiple websites at the same time, make sure to sign up. I'm going to do the drawing live today before we end the meeting. We'll probably end right at 12 based on the time that we got right now. We'll see. But I'll make the announcement. As you fill out that form, it'll ask you for your email, your name. And then what I'll do is I will send you an email to let you know that you won. I'll announce it here on this live cast today. And then I'll do the drawing after I figure out how many people sign up. If only one person signs up, then that one person is the winner. It's that simple. If 5 people sign up, then I'll do a raffle for 5 people, random drawing in FreeShow. So we'll do the raffle, the random number thing in FreeShow. I'll let you guys see that as well. All right. Let's go back. Let me see here. Look, I got my secondary view on. I haven't had to use it too much, but we got that active here as well. Let's see here. Is there a shortcut to switch between stage layouts without having to do it manually from the output setting? Yeah, I would say the same way. You would make an action. I would just make an action for that. Right. I would say there's a lot of different ways you can do it. And so let's talk about actions real quick. And this should have made my top 10. I didn't put actions on my top 10. But actions are a really cool thing. So we've talked about this. Oh, it's been some time now. But if I were to do a new project, I'm just call this one 2026 training, FreeShow Friday. And I wanted to add a new section here. I'm going to call this section prayer. And then I'll make another section. I'm going to call this section worship. There's a lot of ways you can do this, which is really cool. Okay. And then we'll do another one. This is just a generic service, right? Let's say. So prayer, worship, and teaching. So for shows, I'm going to go to my shows. I'm going to do a search for, I'll say announcements. I think I got an announcements if I spell it right. Nope. I thought I did. I got announcements here. Here we go. Okay. So I was searching through my songs. So I'll do a search here for all. So this search icon becomes a filter, right? So it's filtering out, and I was in songs. So it's trying to find anything that had the word announcements in it in the songs category. And I needed to go up here to all, and it'll filter out everything. All right. So if I go here to announcements, let's see. That one just says announcements. This one has announcement slides, announcements 2. Let's see. This is, okay, we'll do this on the Bloomington pre-service. So I'm going to drag this one in my prayer. All right. Now it has an action to change the stage already. Now I don't even have that available, but I'll turn it off for now, and we'll turn this off as well. Okay. It didn't go in there. So I'll put that in there. Okay. So that's in my prayer section. I'm going to put some songs in for worship. Let's do songs. All in his hands. We'll put that in there. We'll put Agnes D. I like that song. Put that in. And for teaching, I'm just going to put some scriptures in here. I'm not even sure what scriptures I got. Let's see here. New Living. Yeah, that looks weird. Let's not do that one. Let's do one that doesn't look weird. That one. Look, this is just all of my scriptures I've ever searched for or created, I should say. All right, this was Genesis. I got a lot of Genesis chapter 1. All right, here's 1 Samuel. Let's see. I was searching for announcements. That's why I keep popping up. I'm like, why is it showing up there. All right, let me clear that out. And I'm experiencing some lag now, but I'm not sure why. When I experience lag like this, it's usually I chalk it up to I'm using the beta, but hard to say. Oh, let me change my headshot there. All right. So let's do this one. Let's see what that. No. Yeah, that's fine. We'll drag that into teaching. All right. So let's talk about actions. And before I do that, I want to change the color of these. They look hard to see. I'll make them be gray. I like the gray is pretty cool. Change color. Make this one be green. And teaching, we'll make this one be blue. All right. Just for now. You can make those consistent however you want to. Totally up to you. All right. Nothing in there. Nothing there. Okay, cool. All right. So we got 3 sections. If I want my stage view to be different when I get to a certain section, I can select a section and I can go into the settings here and I can add an action that's currently available and or I can add it as a global thing for whenever navigating to a certain section, or I can just add it to this current section, which is worship, right? Now, how do you make that action? It's just like what I did earlier. We go to our functions and let me see if I got anything that just says change stage. I got live default. Let's see if I got something here called stage. Okay, choir practice stage, stage training, and then I got stage worship. All right, so let's go to this one, stage worship. I'm gonna edit it, and let's look at the layouts because I know I've changed those. Change stage output. Okay, that's the setup that I selected, and then it's you pick which layout you got. Okay, so I've got a bunch of different layouts. I'm just gonna pick one called practice. I don't even know what's on it. All right. And so I got the stage worship action that I created, and it's going to change. And I wanted to just change my stage, okay, to be the stage practice layout. So now I've got that set. What I'm going to do is I can pick that here, and it is called stage. So these are alphabetical order. Let's go to stage worship. Boom. All right. So now you guys see this over here. This is my current stage layout, and it is called general stage, right? I don't even see. Oh, I got practice here. So practice is going to look a lot different. This is what practice looks like. All right, cool. Now, if I go here and I arrow through the show, it says prayer time, it says announcements. When I arrow to the right, it automatically takes me past that section in the worship, and you'll see it there. And then when I go again, it goes into the next presentation. But notice that my stage layout changed. That's if you arrow through the entire show completely. All right. Now, if you don't arrow through in that way, I don't know why that particular show looks like that. I was doing some real serious testing, apparently. All right. We got another question here. I'm going to come back. I'm going to come to that one. I'm going to read it, though, real quick. Let's see here. I'm trying to use Stage Show on my phone, but my stage size is different with my phone screen in my stage preview. It's not overlapping, but in my phone, it's overlapping. Okay. That is something I think I've run into as well. I think we'll see if we can duplicate it and see if we can find a fix for it. Great question. But going back to this, for Ryan Corwell's action, that action is set to this, okay? And you notice the little stage icon is on there. I'm going to turn that action off, okay? I'm going to clear that out. We don't want that to happen. So now there's no action on this section. But what you can do is you can put, and I'm going to delete, I don't need this song. That song looks weird. So we'll put this here, and I can bring in that same action. It's called stage worship. I scroll down in my actions here, and I can drag that on to an actual slide. Okay, boom. So now when I get from here, I'm in announcements. Notice what happens to my prayer. Oh, let me change my my layout. Let me change it back to be general. Go to my settings, edit. We'll change this to be general stage again. So it's on general stage right now. I'm on prayer time. When I arrow to the right to announcements, I got to my worship. Nothing happened. It's not going to change until I get to this empty slide. And now you notice that the stage display changed. And then I can go on through the song. Okay. So you can drag it onto the first slide of the show that you want that to be happening on. And it'll always be there. Okay. Now I can remove that There's another way to do this. Let's say we want this to be a part of anytime we play a song, we want a certain type of stage display. You can go over to your shows and you can go to songs. I can right click on this and I can create a category action. Okay, so now I can go to my category action and I'm gonna say stage. I can do you can't do it. I think you can do it, sir. Let's see. No, it won't let me. It won't let me search. You got to scroll through. I was thinking you could type in there, but you got to go to stage worship. All right. So now anything that has this icon next to it, this little song icon, like this does here, this one has a Bible icon on it, right? And so I'm gonna do this is a scripture, so I'm gonna do a different one for the scripture. So the scripture, I'm gonna right click and let's see what I got though. I don't know if I have a separate function in here. Let me see. Stage. We got stage training. We'll do stage training. I'm gonna right click on that one and edit it. And it is a change stage output layout. Okay, I'm gonna select that. You'll see that if you were to start a brand new action, you would just go to there and select change stage output. And it'll say, okay, what do you want that stage output to change to? And I'm gonna select speaker stage. Okay, that's some of the stage outputs I've created. You've got to have some created outputs for this to work. Okay, so I've got that one. I'm gonna go back to my shows. I'm gonna go to scriptures. So whenever scriptures are shown, I'm gonna right click on that and I want to add a category action. So anything that has that icon of the Bible from this category is going to get this action that we just created. And what was it called? Stage training. All right. Boom. And so now when I go here, let's see, when I go here, you see that. And then when I go here and select that, you see that it changed automatically. All right. If I go back to the song and select one of the lyrics, you'll see that it automatically changes here. And so if you've got a really clear set way to do it, I think the category action is probably the easiest way to automatically change that stage output. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to think about it. All you need to do is whenever you create a new show, you just need to make sure that it goes into the right category. And that's the default that you would have. You would already have it set. The action is going to happen automatically for you. All right. So, Mark, let me know. Let's see here. Category action is awesome. That's a game changer. Yeah. So I'm going to say, let me know which one you think. I think that category action is going to probably be the best fitting for most people because it's just universally easy. You know, it's set it and forget it. Okay. So hopefully that helps. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Let's see here. I'm not even going to be able to pronounce this. So YGZ, maybe YGZ, Yeezy 7489 asked about their phone and the stage outputs. Let's see if we can recreate that because I've not tried that. So I'm gonna go into my settings, and they were talking about awesome, Ryan. They were talking about their connections, and they were saying their stage show, okay, which I'm gonna go to here. I'm gonna go to my camera, take a picture of this QR code, and you guys can see some behind the scenes. I'll do it this way. All right, so I'm gonna do that one. All right, now it's asking me which particular stage do I want to see, so I can select speaker stage. And mine is completely overlapped as well, just like how yours was. And so I don't know how to fix that. Let me see if I turn it sideways though. Yeah, same thing. Let me check my settings. I'm in Google Chrome. And sometimes, okay, so let's see. There's an option that says request desktop site. When I do that, it helps a little bit, but not a lot. A little bit, but not a lot. All right, so that's what happens with that. Now let's check because there is a FreeShow app. It's called FreeShow Remote. If I go to that, it says it's connecting, attempting to connect to FreeShow. Let me see if I can get it to connect on its own. All right, and I'm gonna say connect. Recent connections, menu connections, and I'll do a network scan. Let's see. Boom. And it pops up Gary's MacBook Pro. I'll select that and I'm gonna select stage show. It asks me which one. I'm gonna pick the same one and it still looks the same. So yes, it will jumble up. I'm not sure how to fix that. My recommendation is not to use a stage display. Let's see. For double tap on the screen to exit. I would not use the stage display for your phone. To be honest with you, that would be my thought. It does get pretty wonky. So we need to submit a ticket for that. That's a good question. And I'm using Google Chrome. YGZ7489. Let me know, what were you using in terms of the type of browser that you were using? Because Stage Display works great on a computer or a tablet even. It works pretty cool. Okay. I'm gonna go in. We'll create a ticket for that. So I'm gonna go into church apps, and I'll go to this option that says issues, new issue, and I'm gonna say bug report, and I'm gonna say the mobile view of stage is, I'm gonna say jumbled. Stage view remote connection is jumbled on my phone. Is there a way to make it show properly? I'm gonna just say properly. And I'll say on my phone via the app and the I'll say connection settings. Connections option in settings. All right. Okay, let's do use stage display on a phone device. It's pretty simple. This one doesn't really need a screenshot or anything like that. And then you can preview it, and it just looks like this. Stage remote connections, jumping on my phone, and then in screenshots, I don't necessarily need them, but I can add them. I'll take a screenshot of my phone to show what it looks like here. And I'll send that to my computer real quick via AirDrop. Okay. That just got there. Let's go back to right. And I'm going to bring that image into here. Let's see where it needs to go though. Hold on. Let's see here. Screenshots. Yes. Bring it right there. All right. Now when I preview, you'll see that screenshot there. Perfect. So we'll say create. All right. So we've just submitted a ticket for that. I'm not sure how to fix it. I'm guessing it's some kind of coding issue. I have not tried it on my iPad just yet. I hope it gets better with the iPad, but my brothers in instruments will most likely use mobile phones for stage preview. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's a great idea to have a stage preview on the phone for your instruments, or your musicians and things. I wish there was a better way to do that. I'm not sure how to do that, my friend. Great question though. Very good question. Yeah, I wish there was a way. I wish there's a way to do that. Let's see here. What other questions do you guys have? I want to show you guys my top ones. I'm gonna go to my tops. All right, let's do. I'm gonna go into FreeShow, and this is the form. Let's see if we got any. I don't have any responses yet. Make sure to respond if you want to be a part of the winning YOLOcast giveaway. YOLOcast. I put the post in. It's a 1-year live streaming free support, not free support, but free 1-year subscription to YOLOcast, which is a live streaming multi-stream software. Okay, I got 0 responses so far. Let me make sure I'm refreshing. Yep, no responses yet. So if you guys want to do that, make sure to check it out. If not, no worries. All right, let's go into, here we go, into FreeShow, and I'm going to activate an overlay that I created. And let's go back on my functions real quick. I'll go to my variables, and I got my FreeShow favorites here. I got to go back. All right, so you guys will see the number 1. All right, so overlays, and let's do boom. Let's see what happens if I do talking head, and let's make that visible for you guys. Live stream properties, and I'm just going to do some quick some talking about this because this is something that's really fun for me. All right, boom. All right, number 10 on my top 10. I'm going to say project templates. This is really cool because what it does, it simplifies from a media leader's perspective. You literally can just make a template for the way that you want every service to be, and your volunteers can easily go to it, right? So if I go here and I'm talking about project templates, I'm going to keep that up there. If you go back into your project panel, right? So if you just arrow back, you'll see all your projects. You can right click on any project that you like, and you can make a template out of it. And then what ends up happening is it ends up in your templates down here at the bottom, and you can just click that template and it'll automatically recreate that whole service. And all you do is drag and drop, replace the songs and maybe the scriptures, but your intro and outro slides, your template, your timers, all that stuff will all be the same. And it's real simple and easy to do. So I like that one because of the simplicity of it. All right. My next one, number 9, is locking the outputs. This one's kind of a niche one, but I love it because what it does is it gives you a lot of flexibility to have control over your lobby TVs and or additional monitors inside the church without having to use a whole nother program to do it. All right. So I'll do a FreeShow Friday. Let's do. I'll go to shows and I'm gonna go to my FreeShow Friday show. All right. I got a countdown here. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to this for now. This is gonna be interesting. I don't want to mess it up. Let's do. Oh, okay, that's cool. I did do that. Okay, that's simple enough. We'll duplicate this. So I'm gonna duplicate this slide, and it's a video, and I've done this already, obviously, because I got this one here too. So this one we don't need. I'm gonna remove that. Delete slide from show. But this one, I want this one to loop. It's not gonna do that because it's gonna loop everything. That's okay though. I'll make it loop by going over to my media option. And there's 5 of these in here. So it's gonna make all of them loop. I can't break it out to be just one of them. That'd be nice, but I'm gonna select all of them. All right. So now, for my output, I've got my live stream output here, but I think I may have. Let me see if I made one. This output is called loop. I didn't. So let's do normal output. I'm gonna call this one. We'll just do default. That's fine. And I'm gonna call this one loop. All right. So I got an output that's called loop. Now, if I go to my show, oh, let me change that. Let me make sure the output does not go anywhere because I don't need it to go anywhere. I just want it to be an invisible window for now, just because I'm using one computer. All right, so that's there. It doesn't have to be transparent. It can be. That doesn't matter. But it's set to be default. So now when I go to FreeShow Friday and I select this, check out what happens. It plays that, right? I'm going to lock it to where I select this option. So now the loop output is going to keep on looping. Oh, you guys can't even see my screen. Sorry. All right. So I'll come back to number 10. That's a great point. Thanks, Mark. That's a good question. So for now, I'm going to show you guys what I've got. All right. I went in and I made an output called loop, and I've got this looping, and I actually locked it off. So this is a locked off output by just selecting the output. So I can select the live stream and it'll put a little slash through it to say output locked. And so it's locked. So now my loop is going to always show like this. It's just going to show the actual video. And this is something you can put in the lobby. You won't put my big head on there, but you would have something shown on the lobby. Okay. And it just stays there, but you can go through your regular show like normal. So I can go in and I can go back to, let me see, do I got something here from 1226? Here we go. FreeShow Friday training. I can go into here and I can play my song. Okay. And so if I clear my overlays, you'll see that the song is playing in-house. Everybody can see it. But on the lobby, it's still doing the loop of that video, right? So you can make a video loop and it'll do that automatically. All right. Now let me change my FreeShow Friday and turn it off just so I don't accidentally. It looks like it's. Oh no, it's still there. It's still there. Let me go to media, turn off the loop. Off of that. All right, so that's not going to loop next week when I try to run Free Show Friday. That's what I want to make sure of. But it's there. All right. And so that's something that I like that's pretty cool. Let me go back to number 10 was the request. Let's go to functions, my variables, and my Free Show favorites. All right. So my number 10 was project templates. All right. So project templates allow you to create a template for a project, from a project, I should say. So this is my 1226 project. Okay. I called it Training Free Show Friday, right? It's all these things. I got prayer, I got worship, and I got scriptures. I'm going to back out, and it's right here. I can right click on that project and select create a template and check out what happens. It goes there. So I'm going to call it Training Free Show Friday for now, and I'll lock it in. So now I got Sunday service and I got Training Free Show Friday as my templates. Those will always be there. Whenever you're ready to start a new service, you can just go here and it automatically pops up the date. And I'm going to call this one, I'm going to just say from template for now because it's today's date, automatically populated. When I hit enter, guess what happens? Everything that I had earlier is there. And so now all I got to do is go to my shows and go to my songs, and I will just replace the song. So I'll drag in All Hail King Jesus, and I'll take out Agnes D. And now I've changed out my whole song, and I'll change out the scripture, put in a new set of scriptures, but all of my sections are there. They're already there. All the headers are already there. Let's see here. I tried song underscore title, but it doesn't work. UGZ, tell me what you're talking about. Song underscore title. Song underscore title. I'm thinking you're talking about like something for a dynamic value. And I think the only thing you're missing is the dollar sign. I call it the dollar sign, the money sign. If you're trying to make it be, you can call me Z. Okay, thanks, Z. And so tell me what you mean when you said you tried what? Oh, I guess you typed in. I didn't read it. Let's see here. I had another question in mind because I just swapped from Easy Worship to Free Show. I see some placeholder that says scripture number, but I want to do it in songs, but it doesn't work. Oh, I got you. So let me show you how to do it for songs. So I got this song here, All Hail King Jesus. This is a template that is set up already. Okay, so if I go to my templates, and I'm gonna show you why this is important. It's set to be the template called Blur Box. All right, I'm gonna keep Blur Box there, but I'm gonna add something to Blur Box that's gonna give you the song title. So I'll right click on this, and I'm gonna say Edit, and I want to add a box down here that has the song title. So I'm gonna do Items. We're gonna go Text Box, and I got a text box. It just went right over the top of the current text box that I had. So we're gonna drag that down, and I'm gonna make it a lot shorter. And we'll just keep it the same idea of a blur box down here, but it'll be small in terms of narrow, and I'm gonna make it auto size. So I'll make it shrink to fit, but I don't want it to say text. I don't want it to be blank. I'm gonna delete that, and I'm going to right click in there and select this option called dynamic values. This is where the money happens, or the magic. So for the show, it'll automatically put in the show name if you wanted to do it that way. All right. Now, the other way you could do this, let's see your timers, variables. There's an option for here that I believe will open up metadata. Let's see here. So what you might do is if you got the name of your show, I would do that. That's gonna kind of be your default song name if you name your shows, by that. But you also can go down to this option. When I hit this expand eyeball to show more options, you'll see this meta title, which is the same thing in terms of this is what came in when I imported the song. So I can select this one, and now I got the meta title. This specifically based on when I did a web search. I did a web search for the song, and that's what the meta title was. So now when I go to show, and I update this, let's select that. You'll see now my show has All Hail King Jesus at the bottom of it. And I can just go through it and do that. All right. Now that's that song. But the cool part about it is not tied to that particular song. It's tied to the template. All right. So I can go into shows, and I'm going to bring in another song. Let's do Firm Foundation. I'm going to bring that into my worship section. Firm Foundation is there, but I'm going to change the template to be that faded or blur box. I'm sorry. Select that and check out what happens. Now it says Firm Foundation. He won't, because I got in those brackets and I picked it as a dynamic value. and it works perfectly fine. So that would be what you do. You just update your template, right click in a text box and select dynamic value. All right. Let me know if that makes sense for you, Z. Mr. Terry Ray says, how do you get your headers solid colored? Mine are just outlined. Oh, great question. So to get your section headers to be solid like this, it's a funny little setting. Just go to your settings options and then go into general. Okay. The very first setting option. And then near the bottom, you're going to see something called high contrast group colors. And you just turn that on and off. So you turn it on because it's going to be off for you. And what it does is it blocks off and makes that be a solid bold color. Okay. Great questions. I love it. I love it. Z, let me know if that makes sense for you. Let me know if that makes sense for what your question was. All right. So we went through my number 10 and my top 9. Let me go into my next one. So we talked about project templates. We talked about locking outputs. And notice that my lobby output is still going, right? And you guys can't see that, but it's still going. It's right there. And it's still running just like it was earlier. I've been doing all kind of other shows, but since it's locked, it stays on that show, which is unbelievably cool to me. Unbelievably cool. All right. Number 8, you can schedule shows. For me, I use FreeShow as a live streamer. I use it as a YouTuber in this case, right? As a trainer. I use it for Bible studies. I use it for podcasting, all kinds of cool things. But one of my favorite things about FreeShow Friday is I just have it scheduled. It's on my calendar. You'll see here, it just starts the show for me. I don't have to worry about coming in and hustling, trying to get it together because I went to my calendar and I did a schedule action. When you do that, let's see here. Oh, when you go here, you just hit this option that says new schedule action. And you'll pick that and you say, okay, what do you want to do? And then I got it set to repeat every week at the same time. All right. And you'll see down at the bottom, it's 6 days, 22 hours, 48 minutes before it'll start and pop up again. So that schedule shows money. All right. And it probably was hard to see. Let me know if you guys had a hard time seeing that. Let's see here. How do you get your headers? Okay, Z says, cool. I just got the inputs wrong. You're really helping me so much since Sunday is already coming. Yeah, Sunday's coming up quick. And so this is a Christmas holiday season, and I love the season of Christmas. Believe it or not, Christmas is actually my wedding anniversary. But I also really value being able to contribute as much as I can to the body of Christ and seeing you all thrive. And I know this is a pretty hectic time. And so to cancel Free Show Friday really wasn't something that I entertained. And my wife, she's very understanding and she was willing to, it wasn't a big deal to her. So I wanted to make sure that we do this because there are some important weeks coming up with Christmas this weekend and New Year's coming up the next week and the new year, coming up for the rest of the year, right? So I want you guys to be off on the right foot and get an understanding of how to use this program as best we can. All right. Let's see here. How do you get your headers? Okay, thanks. That was easy. Mr. Terry, awesome, awesome. K-Roo says, I've also come from Easy Worship. I'm still learning Free Show before I introduce or teach it to the multimedia team. Got you. Same with Mr. Terry Ray. I love it. And Free Show is a robust program. So what I would say is understand what are the necessities, what are the basic things you want to do. And then if you need to, you guys can schedule a consultation with me. You can go to my website. You can book one. I do those. They're not free, but you can definitely do that if you need to. But also just scour the website, scour the internet, look for the videos that you need, figure out, and then participate in Free Show Friday. Ask the questions specific to your needs, and I'll do my best to answer those. If I can give you an answer, you got it. Okay. I'll make sure to attend this show every Friday. That's awesome, Z. I'm glad that you're willing to do that, man. That's my friend. I don't know if you're a male or female, so I'm just saying my friend. I appreciate it. All right. So scheduling shows is awesome in Free Show. I love doing it. You guys can see through a little bit. I'm gonna keep it up and covering it up. But if you go to your calendar tab, you'll be able to see the option that says schedule event, and then you can just make a new event. All right. And I made it to where it started a show, and you'll see it says there. It just says start show. That's all this is. This is just start shows, and it's just every week. You see it on my calendar every week. It just start Free Show Friday. All right. I love that. Let's see here. Variable text set. Variable text set is something that it's a hidden gem in Free Show, and this is literally what I'm using to show you guys these this overlay that shows my top 10. It's a variable text set. So let's talk about what that looks like and how that works. All right. And I'll turn this off so you guys can see the full thing because this one is kind of detailed. If I go to my functions and I go to variables, right? You'll see that here. There's 4 different column options, I guess you could say, but variables is the next to last. And you select this option that says new variable. You got a lot of different options. Today I'm gonna do a random number drawing, and let me see if we have anybody that signed up. Let's see. No responses yet, so we might not do a giveaway if nobody signed up. All right. If you want to get access to the free YOLOcast giveaway, all you gotta do is give me your email address, your name, and I will get you set up with YOLOcast if you win the drawing, if there's more than one person. All right. All right, so in here you got 4 options currently. A number, you can make it be a number, right? Which is like for basketball games or something like that, where you're trying to keep score. A random number, where you're trying to do like a giveaway, like I'm doing like a raffle or something like that, or a ticket drawing or something like that. But you got 100 people in the room, everybody's got a ticket. You can do a random drawing, it'll animate and everything, which is really cool. Excuse me. A text variable, which is a lot like what Z was asking about by showing the song title, where it's just this dynamic value that you customize, you make yourself, and you edit it on your own. And then there's a text set, where it's basically a combination of text with more than one layer or more than one answer to it. So I'm gonna close this out and let you guys see my text set for this, so you guys get to see the sneak peek of all my favorites. So I got my free show favorites. You see it says A+. It's in the text set section. And then I also have some text variables here. This is my usual free show Friday topics. I usually make a beginner, intermediate, and an advanced topic, and I have those set, and I just change these out. So this is what a regular variable, a text variable looks like. It's just one line where you type what you want. Okay. Now, where you put it is up to you. You can make it into an overlay, which is what I've done for my free show Friday. So if I turn this on, let's say, let me just say variable setup. All right. I've got a button that I made for this. Let's tab that. If I click on that, you'll see variable setup show up down there, because it is a part of a overlay that I made, and I right clicked and made a dynamic value, and I selected the dynamic value called one beginner topic. Okay. That's literally how it works. And it's just an overlay. So if I go to my overlays, you'll see Free Show Friday topics, and you'll see all these different topics. And this is on Gary B. Jr. lower third title and Gary B. Jr. lower third. So I got my title up here that shows a date and Free Show Friday. If you go to functions, you're going to see I don't even have a Free Show Friday title in here. Oh, here it is. I was like, I should have a title. So I got the Free Show Friday title, just says Free Show Friday, but the date was just a generic dynamic value that you can automatically make. Okay. And so the way it looks, if you go to overlays, if you right click on this and edit it, you're going to see I got that little title that comes from my variables that I made, right? It's called title. But then it says dash, and it's got in brackets time_month with a slash, time_date with a slash, time_year. All I did was right click and add a dynamic value. And it has time date, time month, time year. I just put those in there individually. That's all I did. When I selected them, they populate in. So they're just dynamic values. But the variable text set gives you even more dynamic value to it. So if I go to my overlays again, and let's see here, where did I put that one? What did I call it? Free Show Friday favorites. So I'm gonna go through A, B, C, D, E, F. Here we go. So if I right click on this, you guys will see that it is my variable that I made called Free Show Friday favorites, and it's a number, and then Free Show Friday favorites and a feature. They both say Free Show Friday favorites because they're from the same variable text set. Okay. And I just made this into a simple overlay, and I just make it populate or show up. But the way the text set works is if I go to Free Show Friday favorites and I right click to edit it, check out what it looks like. I made one called number, and I made top 10. So I started at 10. And then I made one called feature, and I just put in the name of the feature that I like. And then I just say new variable, and it says, okay, what's your number 2? And I made it say 9, and I made it say lock outputs. 8, schedule shows. You guys saw those. 7, variable text set. Okay. And so it keeps all those there. And all I have to do now is I can just arrow through So I'm on number 4, but that's really showing you guys what is considered to be like number 7, I guess, right? So if I turn it back on, FreeShow Friday, boom. So number 7 is the 4th option, okay? Number 7 is the 4th option. So I did 10, 9, 8, and then 7, okay? So in my order, it's number 4, but in my variable text, I put a number to it called 7, and I'm counting down, okay? And all it is this. If you want, I think I made a video about this already about variables. So double check that. Check and see if there's a, let's see, I'll double check for you guys. Let's see. Videos about variables. Let's see. Yep. So variables in FreeShow are here. You should be able to see that. Now the text set may be in there. If it's not, I'll have to make a new one. These are templates. Yeah, I might have to make a new one that talks about that, but because I can't remember how long they've been around with the text set. But it talks about how to include them into overlays, which is a very powerful way to use your variables. So I would definitely check that video out, and hopefully it'll help you. I'll put that in there. Let's see, share. Let's copy that in so you guys can see that. Okay. Now, if I go back, let's see. Let's go back into FreeShow. With this variable text set, you can add as many sets of text as you want. So you might have 5 different things, right? Let's say you're making a game show and you got the question and then you got 4 options for the answer. That would be a text set, and you would put in there 5 different options for your text set. So you would go in and you would say functions, you would go to variables and then select new variable, and you would select text set and you would put in, let's select it. You'll call this one, I'm gonna call this a game show test for now. Forgive my lower and uppercase. I'm gonna say name, and I'm gonna call this one question. And I'll just hit enter. I'm gonna say new variable, and I'm gonna say answer 1. And I'll say new variable. I'm gonna say answer 2. New variable, answer 3. And this is however many answers you want to have available to show. Right? And then I'll say new variable, answer 4. All right. Now, for my question, I might say, how long, or let's say I'm gonna do something that I actually know a quick answer to. Here we go. Gary's favorite, I would say verse, but I'll say favorite food. All right. And so we could say chips, we could say salmon, we could say pizza, and we could say yogurt. All right. Now this is all just one variable, but since it's a set, now we can say add a whole new set, and guess what? It gives me all the same options again. It's not gonna say Gary's favorite exercise, right? We could say running. We could say, we'll say curls. We'll say biking. And what's another exercise? Basketball. All right. But since this is a whole set, these all go together. So when I change to go to the next variable or go to another variable, all of answer 1, 2, 3, and 4 changes to what is in number 2, answers 1, 2, 3, 4. And you put those wherever you want to in an overlay typically. And it really does make a really streamlined way to make a game show or a quiz or something like that. Okay, so I say all that to say variable text sets are my jam. I love that. I love those. All right. Now, just a quick FYI, my favorite, I don't know, all these are probably my favorite. So I don't have an answer for you guys. This is a very bad example of picking the correct answer. Right now, I'll probably say running, excuse me, is my favorite exercise. It's a toss up between chips and salmon. I like to eat both of them quite a bit. Yeah, I don't know. You have to ask my wife on that one. I'm not sure. All right. But that's the text set. It's a whole group of variables all together. I love that. Okay. Let me turn my overlay back on so you guys can see my next one. Oh, it's already on. Okay, you guys can see that already. I'm looking at the wrong thing. All right. Let's see. Next one is the web search for lyrics. Hopefully you guys have found or seen that before. That lyrics web search under shows is the bomb. So if you go to new show, select new show, you get the pop up and you type in the name of the song you want to look for and hit web search. Boom. Everything shows up. You pick one and it's there. Now, a cool tip about that. Let me see. For your glory. I do web search. You'll see all the different options for it. But notice the sources are very different. All right. If I pick this one, it's going to be just lyrics. If I pick Ultimate Guitar, it's actually going to bring in the chords with it as well. So that's something to keep in mind. If you want chords with your stuff for your musicians, somebody talked about they have musicians, that would be a cool way to do it. Okay. My next one, number 5, Bible collections layout. Now, this one I like because I think I had a small part to play in this. I think I submitted a ticket for it. But if you go to scripture, and I'll pull this up so you guys can see it a lot better. All right, so you go to scripture now. You can go to this option that says new collection. It used to be way harder to make a new collection, but when you do it, it says, okay, I got some non-API Bibles that are downloaded on my computer. And then I have some Bibles that are API that are on the internet. All right. If you have not already, you can go to my website. You can download all these Bibles actually for free. So if you need Bibles for presenting through FreeShow, you can download them on my website, GaryBJr.com, and you can get them all for free. Okay. So 2, 4, 6, 8 different Bibles available. But if I say I want to do a text set, so I'm going to do this one, the New International, and the New International Reader's Version. And I say create. And so now I've got a text set. Let's see here. NIV and NIRV. All right. And this THB stands for the Holy Bible. All right. So I got that. I'm going to select it. And it's thinking. And while it's thinking, I'm going to change my template to be something different. I might have broke it. We'll see. It shouldn't break it, but it may be broken. We'll see. All right, there we go. So I need to change this to where it's showing 2 scriptures at the same time. So right now, they're just kind of all over the place. You notice here, they're all over the place, and it's just kind of processing that. And, oh, there's a little button that says show all. I need to look and see what that's about. I like that. The Holy Bible in New International Version. Okay, that's fine. But I'm trying to change this. Let's see if we can go to some other Bible that doesn't take so long. I think I broke it, y'all. This is the beta version of FreeShow. This is 156.1 beta, I think, or beta 1, I think. And so that is likely or possible to happen. Not a big surprise. Okay, here we go. It's thinking. It's just delayed. I got a lot of outputs going on. I'm streaming straight to OBS. I've got NDI on and all that kind of stuff. So it's taking its time. And I'm not being very patient because I punched a bunch of buttons at the same time. All right. In the meantime, in the chat, what's your favorite feature so far? Maybe one that I've shown you or one that you came in with. What's your favorite feature of FreeShow? And let me see here. And I made a post about it as well, so you guys can answer it on my post if you want to. Let me go to scriptures that have 2, and we'll select this one. All right. And I picked a different text set. Let's pick this one. All right, so here we go. And these are the international version and the international reader's version. Slight different. This one says do not turn from it. This one says do not turn away from it. All right. So 2 different versions of the Bible. Now, I made that simply by going to new collection and just checking out the boxes. That's literally all I did. I just checked boxes. Now, you can't check boxes from different places and expect it to work. But let's see. I got the message and I got the amplifier. Let me do the message and English majority. Let's see. Wait a minute. Now that's new. I'm curious now. It didn't used to let you overlap Bibles from different places into your collection. But we may be on the brink of something new here that I did not know that may have been a part of an update. I just didn't read it. Okay. Let's see. see the message. Okay. Seems like it does a lot of processing to make those collections. I didn't know that. This is new to me. Give me some chapstick while I wait. Still waiting on you guys' favorite. Those who are on, let me know your favorite feature. All right. Oh my goodness. You can mix your versions now. So you can mix a local Bible with an API Bible. Never seen that before. What are we doing right now? So that is an option. So I can select this and now they can mix. That is crazy. Didn't know that. Okay. After long, I am joining the live stream. Hey Gary, after long. No worries, my friend. No worries. Let us know where you're joining from. Dilson Abraham. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've been going a little long. We've been going through my top 10. We answered a lot of questions. Excuse me. So make sure to go back and see if any of those questions you see in there are something you want to see. Go back and watch the replay. You'll be able to see it. All of the live streams are available on my website all the time. I never delete them. I don't know how many lives I've got. Let me see. I don't think it'll tell me. 206 total videos, but I don't know how many live streams. We counted them one time before, but yeah, you can go back. They'll all be there. So this one's here. This is 2026 or 1226. All right. If ever time permits, let me know if this is every possible right now without an update. Every possible right now without an update. Dilson, let me know what you're talking about there. Not sure. If ever time permits, let me know if this is every possible right now without an update. Oh, I'm guessing you're saying is it every week? Maybe is Free Show Friday every week? And if that's what you're asking, yes, this is every week. As much as I can help it. If there's something I can't do, I'll let you guys know ahead of time. I'll make a post or something like that. But typically I'll send out a message in the morning on Friday or Thursday afternoon or something like that. But every Friday we'll have Free Show Friday. SBU Media says Global Search Control G. Hey, when you think about Gary, think about Control G. That's my favorite. I do Command G, right? So if you're in Free Show and you want to do a quick search, you can do Command G. For Gary, no, I was kidding. It's not for Gary. I don't know what the G means, but I think that's a universal thing. That's pretty much common across a lot of programs. But you can do a search. Let's say if I want to search for outputs, you'll see this option that says outputs, and it'll take you to the settings there for it. And then in general, it says hot cursor in output. You can change that in your settings there. And then output show is a setting option that you can go into and change your output show. But then you got this icon that looks like a little video. It shows virtual outputs. That's a video. Multiple outputs. This one is from the website. That's what that question mark represents. And then this is a video using MIDI outputs. All right. So these are going to take you to videos on my channel, typically on YouTube. And then these are some shows or some shows already have the word outputs in it. So Command G is a boss. I love that. All right, let's see here. And then Mark says category action and the template are my favorites today. I love it. Category action and the project template. I love it. So this one says I have a request posted in that. Okay. A request posted in that. In that where? Let's see, Dilson. Let me see. Did you post it in here today? I don't think so. Let me double check. Let's refresh. Community. Okay. Dilson, let me know where you requested. Oh no, this is every possible. I wish I understood it, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm running into it's probably just a language barrier where I'm trying to make sure I understand what you're saying. It's just a bit broken for me. So hey Gary, after a long, I am joining the live stream. Great. If ever time permits, let me know if this is every possible right now without an update. Yeah, I just don't know what you mean by what is possible by an update. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry. I wish I knew. I definitely wish I knew. Oh, this link. The variables link is definitely possible. The YOLOcast link that I posted earlier, that one is only for today. If I get anybody to sign up for a free year of YOLOcast, where you can live stream your church services. That one's just for today. And then if I don't have anybody, I'll push it to next month. We might do 2 if I need to. Okay. But yes, so that link will work in terms of getting access to this after this. I'll be honest, I don't know how to go into Free Show or go to YouTube and see video. Somebody help me out. How do you see the chat in your video, your live stream video? So if I go here, let's go to last week, and I'm gonna mute my computer. Actually, I'll just mute this. All right. So this is an ad that's playing. I'm gonna skip this when it's done. So if I go here, so this is Free Show Friday from last week. Let me clear the overlay out the way. So you would go here to live chat replay, and you just say open panel, and you'll see all the live chat, if that's what you're talking about, Dilson. So you will be able to see the links in there as well, because they'll show up on the right side over here. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Let's go back into Free Show. My favorites, top 5 is where we at right now. Let me go back to my overlays and turn it back on. Top 5s. Got Bible collections. I learned something. Bible collections work across local and API Bibles, which is unreal. All right. Now, let's see what the next one is. Somebody says conditions. Now, this is a fairly, I'm going to say intermediate to advanced feature, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm going to introduce it to you guys, but I also want you to understand that there's a video tutorial already made for it. If we go back to my channel and we go to videos and do a search and we type in conditions, I believe there's one. Let's see. Understanding conditions. I just released it 5 months ago. Check that one out. But what I like about conditions, this is the cool thing. All right. Conditions allow you to set the movement, they dictate a lot about you can do it on templates. You can do it. I'm trying to think. I like to do it on templates. You can do it on overlays. You can put them wherever there's text or, information. You can make a condition for it. And so I can right click on this and I can do conditions. And I can say condition type, right? It could be a variable, right? Or it can just be a text, or it could be a timer. It could be a dynamic value. So let's say if it is, let's do a timer. Show item if is the default condition. So show item if, and it says timer, and it says one of these timers is, let's see here. Timer colors. I got all kind of timers here. Let's do first active timer. We'll do 45-minute. And it says if it is running, if it is above, if it is below, if it is not, or if it is. All right. So I'm going to say if the 45-minute timer is running, then this particular text should show. So now when I close that, let's see here. So that condition is there. If I hit update, what I expect to happen is that my number 4 condition should go away, because I don't have anything that says the 45-minute timer is running. And so notice when I hit update, the condition went away, or the actual text went away. But if I go to my timers and I start my 45-minute timer, watch what happens. Boom. It comes back. This is just an introduction. This is the tip of the iceberg for you guys to understand what I mean when I say conditions are one of my favorites, because they give you so much flexibility to do some crazy cool stuff later on down the line. All right. It was hard for me to wrap my mind around it. So check out the video. That was when I finally understood what conditions do. I might have did a follow-up video because Christopher, the developer, he was like, hey, the way you did that actually works this way. So you can read the comments. I think I made it put his comment up to show if I needed a correction or something like that. But you can right click in any text box or item and add a condition to it. If you want to remove the condition, you can just select it and it goes away. And now when I update, even though that timer, I can stop the timer. So I'm going to stop the timer here. And so the timer's not running anymore, but my overlay is still there because I turned the condition off. All right. So conditions are one of my favorites. Top 4. Next one, overlay display duration. This one is simple and easy. This is a very beginner level one that I love to share with beginners and anybody using FreeShow. But if you go to your overlays, you can dictate how long an overlay shows up, which is really handy for like a lower thirds where you're putting up somebody's name or something like that. It's really helpful. I wouldn't say it's helpful for my FreeShow favorites, but we'll make it. So I'm gonna say FreeShow favorites. I'm going to say display duration. I'm going to say it's only going to be up for 5 seconds. All right. Close it out. And now you see that little 5-second marker there. And I'm going to update and watch what happens. So overlay display duration is here. And then I'll count down 3, 2, 1. It should go away in 5 seconds. And let me make sure that I update it. Let me turn it off and turn it back on because it was off before. Okay, so I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn it back on. Boom. Overlay pops up. And then in 5, 4, 3, 2, and it goes away. So it's almost like a condition. It's almost like this automation, but it's really simple to do. All you're doing is right-clicking on it and making it a time. Select display duration, and it automatically shows you the time. If I want to get rid of it, I just hover over it. You'll see it turn red, and I can turn it off. I want it to stay up the whole time. All right. So display duration on overlays is crazy cool. Remote control. So we talked about this a little bit earlier about somebody having challenges with their stage display. I'm not so much concerned about the stage display, which is good. I love the idea because I'm not a musician, so I don't necessarily need it that way. But if you go to your settings and go to connection, and you go to this option that says control show. This is crazy cool because what it does is it puts a remote in the hand of whoever is using it, very simple and very consistently. So if I go to my camera and I take a picture of that, and I'll let you guys, let's see here. If I take a picture of it, it pops up on my computer. Boom, go to Chrome. It says select Chrome. And now I just have this remote option. You see that remote option there? I'm talking to you, talking to y'all. But if I hit this arrow, you'll see it change the slide. And let's see, I'm gonna pull it up. Let you guys see my slide. So if I hit the arrow, it changes the slide. You see the text changing right there? All I'm doing is controlling it right there. Boom, boom, boom. I can go back, I can go forward. I love the remote or the control function in FreeShow, and it just turns your phone into a remote control, your tablet, or whatever you have, anything. Okay, I love it. All right, my final one, built-in NDI. This one is fun because built-in NDI is the only way that I'm doing this live stream right now. Okay, that's what's making that overlay show up over the top that says built-in NDI. That's actually NDI in OBS. If you have questions about that, check out the video about how to set up OBS. It will break it down for you and why I think it's so powerful and why it's my #1 top favorite thing, because I use it more than any of these other features because I'm always using FreeShow with OBS. Because everything I do is really remote in terms of live streaming with you guys or having Bible study with some young men or using it for a Zoom or for even Google Meets. I'll use FreeShow for that, and I'll just connect it to OBS, right? So I'll do NDI to OBS to send my signal of my slides, my overlays, whatever it is, and my camera even. I'll put all that in OBS, and then I'll make my, in OBS, I'll select start virtual camera, and it's a virtual camera. So that is what I've got for you guys. Let's see. No responses for the giveaway, which is completely fine with me, but I really appreciate you guys jumping on. Hopefully you were blessed by this particular meeting. It's been a lot of fun to meet with you guys today and talk about my top 10 of FreeShow. Have a very Merry Christmas, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. It'll be the new year, and we'll connect then. All right, talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope it helped you in a major way. Now, at this point, most people would ask you to like and subscribe, and I think that's great, but my goal is a little bit different. My goal is to empower as many people as possible all over the globe. And there's one way that you can really help me do that, and that is to leave a comment below with a question, a thought, how this video may have helped you, or things that were left out that you still have questions about, and to share this video with someone just like you, someone who is looking for answers, someone who's curious and wants to grow. With your help, I believe we can build a community of people that want to grow